Walk with me in the shadow of death. I seen corruption from the top of the towers to the shallowest depths. How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? Walk with me in the shadow of death. I seen corruption from the top of the towers to the shallowest depths. How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? People disrespect life like project walls. He was born right here in his project hall. Contractions coming closer, man, she couldn't ignore. I guess she gonna have this baby right here on the floor. Childbirth is a beautiful thing. She named the baby Mark. I loved him more than everything. Yeah, she loved him so much, but it was never enough. The pain in not having a father was way fucked up, and as a result, his attitude was way fucked up. Like, fuck rules, fuck school, fuck laws. All I wanna do is get money and fuck bras. 13 in the titty with his mind on a uproar. Mama always gone, working hard at 2 jobs. Baby on her way, cause he always cut raw. Gun on his waist and he slanging the white boys. Getting paid, that's what it's about. American dream, ain't even got a bank account. And that's where everything went south when the feds invaded the dope house. He swallowed his own dope and out the back door he broke out up the project steps and died right next to where he was born because of an overdose. Yeah, when he sold dope, he sold his own soul in the shadow of death. His own soul in the shadow of death. Walk with me in the shadow of death. I seen corruption from the top of the towers to the shallowest depths. How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? Walk with me in the shadow of death. I seen corruption from the top of the towers to the shallowest depths. How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? Jonathan Sawyer is a lawyer with one of the biggest firms, representing the defendant that's one of the biggest curves. Dino White check. This individual's far from basic. He buries little girls alive after he rapes them. Then John takes him in cause he got a lot of ends. Could really care less about the sins that he committed. As a matter of fact, he knows that he did it. He only took the trial cause he knew that he could win it now. John's faced with a moral decision. Either keep making his living or sabotage his client and send him to prison. His first mind told him that if he's released on the streets, another girl will end up deceased. Then his second mind tried to rationalize, like, if you win this trial, do you know how many cars you could buy? And agreed one in, and lust for earthly possessions possessed him. All he did was fool himself in all actuality and won the trial by a small technicality. Now the beast walks a predator, trying to lure prey into his vice. John should have followed his own advice, cause this time his daughter paid the price. And that's what happens when you roll the dice. Another person have to lose their life in the shadow of death. Walk with me in the shadow of death. I seen corruption from the top of the towers to the shallowest depths. How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? Walk with me in the shadow of death. I seen corruption from the top of the towers to the shallowest depths. How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? How real is that? Now Mr. CEO Peter Atkins peddling poison across the globe, cause he know the demographics. These politicians are plastic. He put them in his pocket. They don't want justice, just another endorsement. And he knows absolute power is right inside of his fold, cause for $1 these motherfuckers will do what they told. The business plan is working perfect. Tobacco preys on the not knowing the depths inside of what they smoking. Yeah, gotta burn the documents, can't leave any evidence. People die, but so what? There's more dead presidents. Smoking was so glamorous, even the movie stars would inhale the cancer sticks. And it never hit home cause he never smoked. To him it was a joke. He would laugh like a crook about the people he got hooked. Always on business trips. His wife really missed him, so she snuck in the laundry room for a secret addiction. This went on for years till she got cancer symptoms. The doctor tried everything, medicine, chemotherapy, and even herbs, but none of them worked. It was Peter's worst nightmare. The whole ordeal was scary. The doctor told Peter right before she was buried she was 3 months pregnant and she miscarried. Damn.